Welcome to On My Radar with me, the Gabby Cabby, where I hook up with artists that are literally on that radar. Well, today I'm joined by a megastar, a legend, a good friend, Andy Bennett, formerly of Ocean, Colour Scene, Sergeant and The Elements, but now branching out like a big oak tree baby on his own with his solo project. Welcome to my show.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, the last time that we hooked up and we linked up, you were telling me that you had met Noddy Alder and you met Roy Wood.
That's right.
And you were doing all your stuff at Alfie Birds and you're here, there and everywhere. So we're going to touch up on all the stuff that you're doing around bars and venues in Birmingham, but want to get to the nuts and bolts, Andy Bennett, the solo artist, as he is right now.
Okay, right then.
Hole in the Road, tell me about that, because that is a banging track, boy.
Well, it's finished. Yeah. Finally finished.
Yeah.
Ready to go, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll be hearing it shortly, hopefully. It's taken just about a year to do,
yeah,
which is a long time. But, yeah, absolutely chuffed with it at the moment. Yeah. Sounds really good, and there's more in the can ready to go.
Now, I've heard it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play it on the Biscuit Boys show.
Great.
And we're going to keep playing it on the Biscuit Boys show.
Great.
Okay. Is it about a hole in the road, or is it about something else?
Well, if the council want to pick it up and give me a few quid for, then yeah. But no, it's not about a hole in the road. It's a what do you call it?
I got a little bit of a love theme from your lyrics.
Right, okay, it's a love-hate kind of theme, yeah, maybe, but it's just I can't think of the word, but no, it's about vices and things in your way all the time, trying to get somewhere, and there being a hole in the road that's tripping you up.
How many times during your career? Because we're going to go back to the beginning, so I want to know all about Andy Bennett, where he come from. I believe you're a Solihull boy.
Yeah, most of my life in Solihull, yeah.
Where did you grow up?
In Solihull, yeah.
Literally, what school did you go?
Damson Wood. I went to Low Heath.
Okay, so you're a normal Silhillian.
Yeah, normal Silhillian, yeah.
You're not one of those more south of the borough that used to wear the caps that go to school and...
No.
You're a little bit like us in the north side of Solihull.
Yeah.
You're normal.
Yeah, normally.
Ish, yeah. Okay. When did you get into your music? What was that kind of moment that you thought, boy, I want to be a rock star?
Well, I've got to say, I always liked music, always, but the very first time I actually thought, I had a guitar from an early age, but the very first time I thought, well, maybe I can play one of these. I don't know whether I mentioned to you before, but Steve Craddock from OCS and Paul Weller fame, his house backed onto my house. He's got our gardens backed onto each other. And I kicked a football a bit hard, and it went over the fence and hit his mum square in the face, who she was sunbathing at the time, and she gave me a right mouthful, and that's how I met Steve for the first time. And they were, I went round to say sorry, and they were loading up their van to go and do a gig. He was about 16, 17,
yeah, and
I was about 7 or 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and that's how it started, really. He showed me his guitar. That's not even. That's awful. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? He showed me his guitar. No, and I thought, wow, that's a big guitar.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Edit that.
No, you're all right. We'll just leave everything in, Andy.
Okay.
Did you then develop a friendship with Steve?
I did.
Yeah. Oh, God. We're going to leave that in as well. My shows are all about having a laugh. We might have to cut some of the laughing out. Yeah, Andy Bennett's just clearing his throat. He will return shortly, I promise you.
So wrong.
I'll tell you what, while Andy rediscovers himself, we're going to play that track, Hole in the Road.
There's a hole in the road that keeps on tripping me up. just left for dust. There's a hole in the road on everybody's street. When they cry for help, they don't get them on their feet. And I curse the feeling. Why do we always have to be alone, left all on our own? Nobody wants to heal my soul. Is that the way it always goes? Well, if that's the way your river flows, you really took a piece of my heart. And I bless the feeling that someone else believes in me. Tell me what it means. Somebody's got a hold on me. There's a hole in the road that I keep falling down. When I cry for help, I can't make a sound. And I curse the feeling. Why do we always have to be alone, left all on our own? Nobody wants to heal my soul. Is that the way it always goes? Well, if that's the way your river flows, you really took a piece of my heart. And I bless the feeling that someone else believes in me. Tell me what it means. Somebody's got a hold on me. There's a hole in the road, yes, there's a hole in the road. Hole in the road, and it just keeps tripping me up. It's tripping me up. Hole in the road, yes, there's hole in the road. Hole in the road.
Well, that was a blinding track, Hole in the Road.
Cheers, mate.
We're okay, we're ready to go for part two?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Great.
A Little Love as well. Another song that you've got that you're going to bring out shortly.
Yeah, it's in the can, ready to go. Just got to mix and master it, and then it'll be done. Give it to you to
Now,
play.
that's an old Element song as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. All my songs at the moment, well, bar a couple, are from my back catalogue.
Yes.
Since I've been, 16 years old, writing, and just going to dip back into it. And because I think when you're a kid and you write, you got no fear, or you don't really care. But you can't really play that well when you're young, and then you learn to play a little bit better. But I don't think I can write as good. Or if I do write, it's very, very different, and I want to keep edgy. So
yeah.
I'm just dipping back into. Basically, I moved out of a house, and I found a load of demo tapes, cassettes they were, and played them all, and I just thought I've got to do these. They sound really good. I couldn't believe how good they were, to be honest with you. So that's why I'm doing them.
Well, I think you're right. The older that you get, you have more life experiences, and you write in a different place and from a different place. You kind of write more happier songs, I suppose, when you're younger, because you see happy days, don't you?
That's right, yeah.
Life grabs hold of you the older that you get when you leave school. So you've left Flowdeath, you've moved on, you've gone into pastures new, and all of a sudden there's more stresses in your life than you certainly had when you was a kid, when you was writing.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. definitely.
So, after Steve, you then, was it Sergeant or the Elements? What was your first band?
It was called Shaker, that formed at, I didn't go to the sixth form college, I went to the tech, I was still at school actually, I was in the last year of Low Heath, and the other guys, there was two other guys, Tom and Dave, they were in the year above me, they went to the sixth form college, and then they met Tim the drummer, and Fergus, who was the singer. I was still good friends with Fergus and Tim and Dave. I haven't seen Tom for a while, but that became Shaker very early, and then eventually a couple of the guys left. We kept Tim and Dave, drummer and bass player, myself, and we got another guy called Liam, and then that became Sergeant, and then we got signed to Acid Jazz, and we changed the name to The Elements for some reason. I don't know why. But I don't know whether it was a mistake now, because Sergeant sounded like a good name actually, But never mind, you live and you learn, and then that lived out its years, and we did that, and then that disbanded, and here I am on my own now.
What was it like, your first record label, that all of a sudden you've got someone that wants you, someone that signed you?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was great. They didn't even have a contract for us, but and I was like, I want a contract, I really wanted a contract to sign. They was like, really? Yeah. You want to sign your life? And yeah, I do. And so we did that. So yeah, we signed a contract, and I don't know what it was for, but the band's disbanded now anyway, so the contract's void. So
did then you move into Ocean Colour Scene directly after, or did you have some years?
I was still in the Elements. I was in the Elements. Before it was the Elements, before it was Ocean Colour Scene.
Yeah.
And then I joined Ocean Colour Scene in 2003, 2004, something like that.
What was your first album that you played on?
The Leyline album. There was an album coming out, Hyperactive Workout for the Flying Squad, but I think a live album came out before. But I'm not on that album, the Hyperactives album. But before that, One for the Road came out, which is a live album, so I'm on that. And then On the Leyline was the first studio album, and then I think another live album came out. I think it was Live at the Jam House.
Yeah.
And then we did Live at the Town Hall. We did the Saturday album, which of course Old Pair of Jeans is on, which I wrote.
Let's talk about that then.
Okay.
Your songwriting for and with Ocean Colour Scene.
Right. Well, I had Old Pair of Jeans as a demo with the Elements, and I was going to do that with them. And we were at Rockfield doing the Saturday album, and they hadn't written the Saturday album. They'd done a couple of songs for it, and it was just one night. I played a CD to Steve. We were both up. We'd both had a couple of pints or whatever, and I played this track, Old Pair of Jeans, to Steve, and he liked it. He goes, "Let's just go in the studio." I said, "Well, there's not even an engineer about it." He said, "Well, we'll grab the house engineer then." So it wasn't even Gavin Monaghan who produced the album. It was just the house engineer, Steve and myself. And in the morning, when everybody else got up, the track was finished. It was done. Only Gavin comes in and goes, "Wow, what's happened here then?" He's gone, who's on drums? It's like, well, there's a bit of a tussle who was on drums. It was either Steve or myself, and he won that one. So, but he didn't know what to play, so I told him what to play. But he was insisting he played drums on it, so he played drums on it. But then in the morning, we got Dan to put his bass on. Oscar had to overdub the drums, and Simon had to overdub his vocal. Yeah. So it all got changed. But there is a demo out there somewhere of Old Pair of Jeans, how Steve and I did it on the night, which was really... I prefer it, to be honest with you. I think it's really good. But it's good on the record, don't get me wrong.
I'd love to get hold of that demo.
I'll try and find it for you. I think it's on the internet somewhere.
Because I love the organic process of you two, after a couple of beers, getting in, doing something and making something special. What was the thought pattern before or about Old Pair of Jeans? Was it literally you feel like that old pair of jeans at times that's tossed about from... Yeah?
Exactly that, yeah.
And where did the cowboy, I ain't a cowboy no more, where did the cowboy element come from?
Right. I ain't cowboy no more. I'm not... you know, cowboy builders. You know, the program or whatever it is, or you know, you say you're a cowboy when you're not. You're a pretender, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I'm not a cowboy no more. You know, I mean it. I really mean it. That's what I meant by that. Really.
many albums did you play with Ocean Colour Scene on?
Live, including live.
Yeah.
There's about 6 maybe, something like that.
And how did it feel getting involved with a band? Because, for me, coming from Birmingham, there's 2.
It was great to be involved with them. It was really good. But as everything does, it comes to a natural end. You know, and I just think it's time to move on. I was just playing. In the end, I was playing bass, doing a bit of backing vocals. They dropped Old Pair of Jeans from the set, so I wasn't even getting to sing. And really, I like to sing, and I like to write, and I like to play, and I like to play my own instruments. And I think I'd had enough of being tied down to just doing that and expecting a call any time that I could be on the road.
Yeah.
And I might be in the studio or something, doing something really important. I have to drop that to go and do this, and then when I come back, I wouldn't know where I was. I'd be muddled, Plus, I've got to,
So if I give you the choice, Andy Bennett on his own as a solo artist or being part of a band, what would you actually prefer?
Right now, solo artist.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah. Although there are a group of fellas that I use as a band.
Yeah.
That we haven't actually done any gigs yet, but we've had a couple of little knocks at some of the open mics I do, and they're great, and it's really nice to be a part. It's with them, and play these songs, my songs, with them.
Are you going to be touring, Andy, as a solo with your band?
There is one next year, April, at the Library Theatre. It's not called the Library Theatre anymore, it's called Solihull Arts Complex.
Okay, yeah.
So that's
great
booked
place.
in, and that will be with my band. And then there's Leicester, but that's not with my band, that's just solo. That's called, at the Musician, that's in July this year.
And did your band grow out of the jam nights at the Brown Lion, or was it one of the other
Yeah, I
venues?
did meet, funnily enough, the brothers that I use, Nick and Jimmy, the bass and guitarist, I'd known them for a long, long time, and then re-met them about 10 years later, or more, in a club in Warwick, of all places, and they came up to me, they're Black Country Boys, all right, you're right. And they were just great players. I couldn't believe it. They were in the house band, and I just watched them, and I thought, wow, they're amazing.
Yeah.
So obviously I kept in touch with them. And then the drummer, there's a couple of drummers, but I met them from them coming down to the jams, either the Brown Lion Jam on a Tuesday or wherever they come to, just brilliant.
So what are you doing in the jam nights on a regular basis now? Are you still at Alfie Birds, or have you moved?
Yeah, no, Alfie Birds, on a Sunday. There's the Shard End Crown on a Thursday, the Acres in Damson Wood on a Wednesday, and Tuesdays is the Brown Lion in the Jewellery Quarter in Hockley. And these, I'm not really performing that much at them.
Yeah.
I'm just hosting them, really, because there's that much talent there that just comes and plays anyway. I haven't really got time to play, and plus, if I play, who's going to come and pay and see me at the Library Theatre?
Yeah.
So I can't really be playing at them, apart from I do rehearse new stuff at them, and that's about it.
Have you got any plans to stream them and put them on telly? Or
Yeah,
stuff
I'd like
that?
to do that. I'd like to do that, but again, it's just in my head at the moment and plans. But I would like to do that. There's an app you can download apparently on your phone, but you're a bit like me, Gabby, with technology, useless. You know what I mean? So we need good people around us.
Now you have got a good person around you, I believe.
I do.
Yeah.
I have a great girl right now around me who's looking after me in more than ways than one.
Well, we'll just
Rena
on the one side, on your managing side.
Yeah.
She's sorting you out.
She certainly is sorting me out. Yeah.
Is she working your Facebook and your Twitter accounts?
She's working my Facebook, Twitter. We need to start again, I think, on that one. But I can't remember my passwords.
AB Music, I believe.
That's not my password.
No, but you
I know that the Twitter is. It's on my phone, but I don't know what the password is to get it down. I need to restart again because she's shown me some of the photos that I put on there ages ago, and I've got to get them down. They've got to go for good.
Your influences, who would you pick out as influences, major influences on your music?
Well, always the Beatles, the Stones, Muddy Waters, the blues, rock and roll, Buddy Holly, Elvis even. maybe the Beach Boys, Glenn Campbell, the Wrecking Crew, loads of people, but too many people to mention.
Yeah.
You know, Paul Weller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever played with Paul?
Yeah, a couple of times, yeah.
Okay. How did it feel being in, on a stage with a guy who
I supported him
God?
I supported him twice, I think, and he's played on stage with Ocean Colour Scene when I was in the band. I think three times with us. Always the same song. I seem to remember. We always do Irma Franklin's "Take a Piece of My Heart."
Great song.
Yeah, he always seems to play the piano on it and do backing vocals, which is fine. But it's great to be on a stage with
a great soul singer.
He's a great soul singer. Yeah. He's got better with age, hasn't he?
He has, to be fair. I don't know if it's all them fags that he's smoked, but them vocal cords.
Yeah, he's got them. He's certainly got them.
Aretha Franklin, is soul a big part of your life, the soul music? Who would you put there as the top soul stars?
My favourite souls, well, Marvin Gaye, obviously, The Temptations, without a doubt, the singer from The Temptations, David Ruffin, who sang My Girl, big influence, and Eddie Kendricks, and then who replaced David Ruffin as well, which was Dennis Edwards. Just great. Motown, Stax, all that kind of stuff. I just love it, you know what I mean? It's in me. I love it, absolutely love it.
So labels, are you looking to link up with a radio and a record label now, or are you going solo? What's your plans?
I'd love to link up with a record label and see what would happen, but that's up to them, isn't it? You know what I mean? I need to try and get it out there and see if I can get it picked up, but
Is it important these days, because you've got social networking, you've got Facebook, you've got YouTube?
It is, but I think that labels, they know what they're doing more than I know how to write a song and sing it and record it even with a little help from your friends, and I think with a label they know what they're doing, so they can market it better than I could. So I think it is pretty important. Yeah.
Before I started doing any of this, I didn't know. I agree with you. I think you do. I think that as an artist, your job is to just sit down and be an artist and write, to get involved with all the other bits and pieces.
It stresses you out a lot as well, just to try and think, how am I going to get this out to this many people? And try, and you got to think of your livelihood as well, and try and, And I think record companies are very important, but unfortunately, as we were talking off microphone earlier about the last 10 years just being, hate to say it, but the X Factor years, good for the kids and stuff, but not so good for us, and me as a musician, and it's not so good for us really. But I think that, as you said, I hope this doesn't get you into trouble, but I think hopefully things are turning around now. People are starting to get a bit bored of the X Factor kind of thing now, and real music, as we call it, is starting to shine through again.
I completely agree. When I was a kid, I'm in my 51st year, we used to have Tiswas and Swap Shop, and you'd have artists on there on a Friday night. You'd have Chris Evans, wouldn't you, in later years, TGI Fridays. Now all that seems to happen is you have cookery programmes, and Britain seems to be going cookery mad, or One Direction and X Factor Pat mad. I think it's about time the guitar and the bands started fighting back, and I think that everything, like one of the great Ocean Colour Scene songs, The Circle, life is a circle. Things do come round, the tides, everything's controlled by the moon.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm there with you.
And I think it is just turning. The sun and the moon and Jupiter and all these planetary forces are kicking some ass. Yeah. And it's going to be back to rock and roll, baby.
I hope so.
The good times are going to return.
They're coming. They are coming. Yeah.
So can I now play your track, anywhere, and can I give it to people if they so wish?
You know what?
Yeah?
Do it.
Okay.
It's not going to get out on its own, is it?
So that's coming out, and that's out now. When's the other A Little Love coming out? Because I
need to get back to the studio really and start and sit with the lads, have a listen to it, and see what we need to do to it, and mix and master it really.
Do you know what I would say to you? What? Nothing, mate. I think it's mega.
Thanks, man.
No, I really do.
Thank you.
I think it's brilliant.
Great.
But I know when you're happy,
we've got to get it to the level of Hole in the Road is now. When you just heard that now, when if you played A Little Love next to it, it just sound like a little demo. The sounds aren't there, you know. The drums don't sound big enough yet, and you know, it just needs to be beefed up and just have the producers, which is Danny McCormack and Pete Grant, do their job and make it sound like a record, you know. They're
so important, aren't they? Engineers and producers.
They really are. Until you know, when you're doing demos at home or whatever, and you say, "Oh, that's great," you're recording it on your iPhone or something, and that sounds great. You know, you can play it to you, and you might think, "Oh, you know, you can hear something in that song." But until you've been in a studio, and then they push their buttons and they slide their faders up and they put their little bits of EQ on it and here and there, and they just make it sound like something else. Or not something else, just more the clarity of it, really.
Yeah.
You know, you really do realise what a difference they make.
Let's have a name check to the guys in your band as well. And I also want to know, before you go, because I'm going to let you go, you know, I want to know what other songs that I've got of yours to play.
What other songs you've got of mine?
Well, songs that you're going to give me that
I am going to give you very soon. Oh, well, I'm going to give you a little love real soon, I would have thought. I'm going to give you a song called Fool No More. These are all on my Facebook. You can see me doing live clips of them. Fool No More and a song called You and I. They're done with Nick and Jimmy on the bass there and guitar, and Toby Wilson on drums. And then YouTube, if you look on YouTube, you can see me doing A Little Love and Hole in the Road, actually. That's done with a guy called Richard Fedeschi on bass, me on acoustic guitar, and Craig Zindani on the drums. And then I've got some more songs that I do on my own. I supported Quill at the Solihull Library Theatre Arts Complex, as it's called now. And there's a clip on my Facebook of I Just Can't Pretend. That's another song. And then there's Holding Out, which was on the Elements album, but I think I'm going to redo it, as people keep saying, play that song, so I will.
I'm going to give you the title now, because I've looked on your Facebook.
Go on.
What does it mean?
That's You and I. It's called You and I.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Because on your Facebook it does say, what does it mean? Because I thought, that's
I didn't put it on there.
Oh, okay.
But it's called You and I.
Have you got any plans to release that as well?
Yeah, I need to record that, re-record that, yeah, for sure. That's going to be recorded this summer, I hope.
Yeah.
Along with Fool No More, Just Can't Pretend. I might even re-record Old Pair of Jeans yet.
I would, because I think that is a great song.
Because I'd like to sing it, you see.
That's the thing, isn't it? Simon sang it.
He did
on the album, but you did sing it live.
I did live, yeah. But I want to put out a recorded version, a proper recorded version, with me singing it. So yeah, I might re-record that yet as well.
So you've almost got an album as well.
I've got the album. It's just whittling them down. So I'm doing it right now on your show, whittling them down. I think that's probably about the album, I'd say.
So it's onwards and upwards.
It is, mate.
For Andy Bennett.
Yeah.
Watch this space, okay? Because we're going to go to infinity and beyond, baby!
Yeah, man. Bit of buzz.
Andy, can I thank you for your time, sir?
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. You're a legend, you're a star, and you're a scholar. Thank you for listening. Good night. God bless.